Hey everybody, this is Eric Thurber from Thurber Shots, and today I thought I would go over some of my parallax shots. And the thing that happens a lot is I get accused of AI, right? So I want to try to dispel this myth, because essentially it's just, these are zoom shots, they're compressed shots. All of these are shot with my 7X camera on my Mavic 3 Pro or Mavic 3 Pro Cine, really depends on the shot. And we'll talk a little bit about why they look that way. I can't understand this to a degree because AI is really blurring the lines, right? For real creators, it sucks to see all this, like, my local news channel is a good example. They'll say, hey, we did an AI of San Francisco doing this. When I'm like, man, you got all these wonderful photographers here in San Francisco. How about you highlight some of those guys? But I digress. So let's talk a little bit about some of these shots and why they may look the way they look, and how they are actually authentic. Okay, so let's start with, this is a shot of the Antioch Bridge. We'll talk a little bit about processing too, but let's just take a look at the actual video here. Okay. So all of these have come through with a lot of comments saying that's AI, it's fake. But really what it is just a compressed look. I find my target with the drone, and then I pan it. Everything's nice and smooth to give me this look and this effect. Okay, so let's take a look at the actual 4K version of this. This is right out of the camera, right? If we I could turn on the adjustment layers and turn them off. But let's just look at what this guy looks like right out of the camera. So this is full screen. We don't see this on social media. Some clients ask for this for commercials or whatever they're doing here in San Francisco. I'll get them full screen. But you can see here, this is the wide screen. It's beautiful. Sometimes it pains me to crop these for social at the 9:16 ratio, but it is what we have to do, right? So we've taken this and then we've cropped it down to this. That certainly gives it also a bit more of a parallax effect, because you got less room to work with, because you got to compress this down. Any little movement at this zoom level is going to be really prominent. So there you have it. That's the difference. And this is the original shot. And let's just look at this guy in my finder, right? So we can take a look at the whole shoot here. So you can see all the different shots I got of this and the different attempts I've made at getting the right one. Like I said before, several times I'll go back and reshoot a subject. Of course, we only got a few seconds out of that guy, but I think this is the one here. But there are a few other takes too, right? Let's look at those. There is nothing AI about this. This is just planning. Me planning the shot, getting out there and executing it. As I said before, several times I'll go back 2 or 3 times before I get something I'm happy with. And I have shot this subject before. So this is right out of the camera. You can see it's really a lovely scene as far as the time of day. We got the fog was kind of glowing a little bit back in there. And then when we go ahead and turn on a little bit of processing here, you can see we can really bring that out, right? Okay, so that's the Antioch Bridge. Let's turn to the Berkeley Bridge. This one got more comments than any other. Let's just look at some of this. Well, I have one where I have the comments flying up over this. You may have seen that on my Instagram, but we won't really get into that right now. So let's take a look at the crop. So this is the final product. Again, with the comments, it's not real, it's AI. So I kind of guess you can see why. It's the structure and everything. It looks like it could be. But let's take a look at the bigger picture. Okay. So, and I was also filming this at 24.97 because I forgot to change my camera back after a commercial shoot. They like you to shoot these all at 24 frames a second. But when I'm out doing this stuff, I'm at 60 frames per second, especially on that the zoom camera, the 7X. So I had to go in and play with this a little bit. But we'll turn off the effect or the color adjustment layers and just take a look. So this is the original shot in widescreen. So again, with the AI, frankly, I wouldn't know how to do that. It's just not where I would choose to spend my time. I choose to be out in the field shooting. So if that's what people take away from it, that's cool. All right, let's take a look at one of these other ones. So this is one, and you can see here, in fact, I'll leave everything going. Maybe you can even hear the music because I put some dramatic stuff to it. So here's the full screen version of this. And let's turn off the adjustments. This is how it looked coming right out of the camera. So you can see this has great movement in the waves, and that's what really captures it. Plus you got this real scene of San Francisco on a normal day with traffic moving around and some public transportation. I love these shots, man. This is like real people doing real things, and then you've got something cool as your backdrop. So I'm just parking the drone up there, and I'm keeping, all I'm watching for is this centerpiece here to keep it centered. Then I just traverse it. Okay, so let's turn some of this stuff back on. Now I'm really hitting this with the contrast, as you can see, right? And I think I have an adjustment layer just for the ocean. Now we bring it all in. So that's how we go from right out of the camera to something kind of cool like that. With all the bells and whistles here, that's the final product. Okay, so let's take a look at the Taco Bell one. This is another one that, this is a subject we've had. This Taco Bell Cantina out here in Pacifica. It's not very far away, and it's just a cool subject. I've been there maybe half a dozen times trying to get a cool shot of this thing with no success. Again, you only see what I choose to post after I've done this so many times. But I finally got out there and got a look of it that I liked. And I think the crop kind of works for this one as well. But, you got some surfers in the background. The waves, it's all compressed, and it's just kind of a neat scene. Now we've got this foreground of these trees added here, so that's just adding another level of motion. And I'm really a quarter mile away from this. Technically, you can't really go down. You can fly over the beach, but you can't launch down there within the GGNRA or any of the coastline. So I stayed quite a ways back, and this was the end result. So let's take a look at this at 4K. Okay, now we've got a lot more scene here. Again, we can't do anything with this on Instagram because it's just way too wide. So you got to really shoot for the crop. So this is what it looks like coming right out of the camera. So there you have it. No AI, folks.